The pandemic made our skills increase quickly. It enabled all of our staff to achieve better skills in terms of technology and remote collaboration, and therefore it seemed wise to use that platform to focus on how we could use that in the school, in the organisation, to move forward.
The world is changing. It is predicted that by 2025, the time spent on tasks at work by humans and machines will be equal, resulting in an estimated 85 million jobs being displaced. At the same time, 97 million new roles may emerge that are more adapted to humans who are able to successfully work alongside algorithms and machines. When our children leave the education system, it is very likely they will have jobs that do not even exist now. The demand for accountants, factory workers, mechanics, sales reps and construction labourers are actually falling, while roles such as data analysts, AI specialists, digital marketing specialists, software developers and robotic engineers are going to be sought after. The Stour Academy Trust believes that our current education system needs to change to enable our children to thrive in this new world. And we think change needs to happen now. We have created a vision for education that will transform schools so that children receive an education that is truly fit for the 21st century. Our vision starts in the early years, where we feel that it's incredibly important to create learning experiences in environments that tap into children's natural curiosity and excitement. Not only should we support the emerging skills in literacy, maths, understanding of the world and expressive arts, but also, most importantly, the skills of critical thinking, collaboration, communication, creativity, and social emotional development that will be essential for children to possess as they grow up. Whilst building strong foundations for learning in the early years is key, it is also important to provide a smooth transition for children when they leave the early years and enter Year 1. We believe that we need to move beyond the traditional formal approach to learning in Key Stage 1 and instead provide children with further opportunities to continue to develop the characteristics of effective learning. Classrooms and outdoor areas can be reimagined to provide children with high-quality learning environments that encourage learning through play and exploration, allowing children to use their own ideas and interests to create purposeful learning experiences.
So our new approach to Year 1 with continuous provision has meant that our enabling environments are far more stimulating, and we're also able to challenge children. And the wonderful thing about that has been that children have self-differentiated their own learning. So they are able to challenge themselves within there alongside our adults, using their questioning skills and modelling skills to bring that learning on.
Our current education system revolves heavily around the acquisition of knowledge from direct instruction and memorisation. Our vision for education instead puts the focus on providing an inquiry-based curriculum, where children create joyful learning experiences that give them something to anchor their learning on, giving them a deeper sense of understanding. We believe that teaching should become less about delivering information and more about facilitating self-directed, purposeful learning. Teachers should guide and support children through the learning process and allow them to develop both the cognitive and social-emotional skills necessary for them to succeed in their personal and professional lives. It is not just our pedagogical model of teaching that needs to change. We believe that the classroom itself needs to rapidly adapt to better reflect a 21st century workspace. Environments need to be carefully designed to allow for flexibility, collaboration, and independence, so children are able to self-regulate and engage with their learning.
So our traditional classrooms, we can all close our eyes and think about what a classroom looked like when we were at school, and a traditional classroom in 2021 doesn't look much different. So children are sat at desks, usually facing the front of the room, and for the most part of the day they're asked to stay in that space and need to ask possibly permission to be able to move from that space to do something else. What we describe as low-level disruptive behaviour in a classroom is talking, is moving around when you're not meant to, fiddling, making a noise, maybe those sorts of things. We've created a classroom where that low-level disruptive behaviour doesn't exist, because it's a developmentally sensitive setting where children's needs, age and the normal childhood interests are able to take place. So children are naturally curious, they're naturally energetic, they're naturally communicators and like to collaborate. They're very sociable creatures, young children, and I don't believe our classrooms should restrict children from these things. So we have a non-negotiable in our new classrooms, and that's learning and progress and being part of the lesson is non-negotiable. Other things that in a traditional classroom, such as moving about the room, sitting in a different space, playing with toys, talking to your group, talking to other people in the class, they're not seen as behaviours, they're seen as things we encourage. We want children to work well and engage in the learning through self-regulation, not because we've told them that they're not allowed to move and we've told them they must learn. So, a new classroom, for example, will have at least 1 or 2 collaboration spaces and some flexible seating. So children can choose where they want to sit for a certain lesson or activity, and then they can regulate their behaviour in that space to suit the learning activity and the expectations of the classroom. And we're seeing hugely good examples of how this works. Classrooms where children really struggled, that there was lots of low-level disruptive behaviour has been eliminated, because the children are free to make decisions about their movement. All children need brain breaks. All children like to talk to their friends, and talking to your friends doesn't need to be bad behaviour, because actually the class of 2030 and a 21st century learning design actually focuses on how we fully enhance communication skills, social skills and collaboration, because that is how we are strongest.
Technology is not the driver of our vision, but its effective use will accelerate our progress in better preparing our young people for the 21st century. With the intentional deployment of technology, children are able to have more control over how they learn and how they can demonstrate their learning. They can easily access appropriate resources, collaborate with others or the teacher in real time, and are able to instantly refer back to their entire history of previous outcomes to build upon their current learning. Through the effective use of technology, children are able to remove barriers to learning themselves, creating a level playing field for all children in the classroom, regardless of their additional learning needs. Opportunities for multimodal learning are expanded as children can insert images they have taken, links to websites they have found, audio recordings they have made, and even video recordings they have created into their responses. Likewise, teachers can use these tools to create rich, interactive, highly personalised lessons for children. They can provide instant feedback in many forms and can distribute differentiated learning objectives to individuals, groups, or a whole class in seconds.
Quite often we have provided a really exciting lesson and children are all fired up, and then we say, right, now we're all going to sit down and write about it in a book. And yes, there's a place for writing about what we learn in the curriculum, but it also sucks the fun out of some of what you've done. So if our children now have the option to make a Flipgrid or a green screen recording or create a Minecraft land, it gives lots of different avenues for them to share what they've learned in an enjoyable way, and it also gives our teachers much more opportunity to understand the learning that's taken place.
We believe that effective use of technology does not have to stop outside the classroom. Routine administrative or unnecessary tasks traditionally undertaken by teachers can be dramatically reduced, giving staff more time to engage with children, build relationships, and provide exciting learning opportunities. In fact, all areas of a multi-academy trust can benefit by embracing the digital transformation that is already taking place in the business world, where robotic process automation tools are helping to drastically streamline processes to enable staff to focus on more meaningful tasks. Empowered leadership, quality CPD, and systematic collaboration allow technological change to be delivered in an achievable way to all. The creation of a community of learners who are self-driven, encouraged to take risks, and interested in upskilling their practice and sharing it back to the community will ensure that educational practice is constantly evolving in line with current thinking and research. We cannot sit back and wait for educational reform to come to us. Our children's futures are in our hands, and it is our responsibility to act now.
We all need to be brave. We have taken a lot of risks and we will continue to take risks. They're measured risks because everything we do is being trialled, is based in research, but this is something we believe in.
If you want to learn more about our vision for education, please visit our website at the Stour Academy Trust.org.uk.